we come to sort of the final cut of the greatest fight of Star Wars ever, we can see a lot of innovation in that fight, where Hayden was jumping around, bringing that sort of physical movement back. He wanted to be a fast pace. Lucas was very keen for Hayden to have this sort of like chase on. You know, he wanted that vengeance embodied in the movement. So that's why we see the fight continuously moving. It's not a static fight. It's continuously moving throughout Mustafar, and that sort of movement brings it that dynamic feel. So we've got different situations where Hayden can sort of pull twists, slices, chokes, you know, false grips, etc. This movement continues all the way through. You know, and there's not many movies now where we see that sort of like long breadth of a fight. So, you know, because it needs that movement and that travel time, it needs that time, and Lucas devoted that time to the fight, which is why it's so powerful. You know, modern day movies would probably, you know, this fight would probably be like, you know, a minute, you know, tops, and there'd be some key signature moves, you know, get the best stuff out of the way and done. We're out of it. But, you know, they really took the time with Gillard to sort of, you know, pace it out and really feel the fight, you know, the breathing, the sort of lag points, you know, the fact that you need to think about where you're going to go next, because he's just, you know, cut open a door, or, you know, pushed you over the table or whatever. You know, you know, in the real life situation, you would think about those moves. They wouldn't just appear like a, you know, a domino effect. You know, it has to have that genuine feel of thought leadership as well as battle leadership. You know, and I think, you know, Hayden Christensen, after the fight on Mustafar, you know, this was his pinnacle in terms of, you know, lightsaber skills. So he's achieved, you know, the Revenge of the Sith final battle. What's next? You know, and obviously Hayden, you know, took a huge gap out of the limelight, and one would always think, but there's so much more in between that and Vader, even in Obi-Wan, that we see. And this is where this sort of like missing piece in the puzzle comes, where we're thinking he's a master lightsaber fighter. We saw a little bit of it in, you know, Obi-Wan, you know, little cut scenes with Vader, that's fine, but we still yet to see, you know, Anakin Skywalker pre-Vader in the peak of his physical prime, in the lightsaber battles that he would take forth. You know, and obviously there's been a couple of leaks online about, you know, Disney doing a little bit of this, but we need that dedicated sort of timeline to really show that on camera. And you know, whilst Hayden is, you know, 42 now, it's a great time to do this with him, and I think he would really jump at the chance to, you know, get a series out of it. It would be so cool to see. If you're not with me, then you're my enemy.